Hey guys, so in today's video, I wanted to talk to you about something that I think is one of the most difficult things I've been struggling with ever since all of this health stuff happened, and that is having to rely on other people for so much. For those of you who don't know, I recently spent almost a month in the hospital after having stroke-like symptoms, and I'm still unable to use the right side of my body. I have paralysis and weakness on the right side of my body that affects almost the entire right side from here down. Um, and I think that, as someone who has always been super independent, I have always strived to be as independent as possible. I hate having to rely on other people because I feel like so often when you are forced to rely on other people is when you find out just how unreliable other people can be. And I would just rather be able to live a life where I can be as independent as possible and I can be in charge of my own life and not have to rely on other people to help me do tasks for everyday things. So right now I have to rely on somebody to help me take a shower. I have to rely on somebody to bring me places because I currently can't drive for 6 months because in the state of Michigan you have to be seizure free for 6 months in order to drive. So I won't be able to drive until at least the end of May of 2025. So I have quite a long ways to go as of the day that I'm filming this before I will be able to drive again. So it's just very frustrating. And honestly, I'm somebody who likes to get places early. Usually I'm places at least a half an hour early, if not longer than that, because I don't like to be late. I like to actually have extra time. I don't like to have to be rushing to get into places, especially doctor's appointments and things like that. And ever since this happened, there have been a couple of times where I have either been right on time or a few minutes late because I've had to rely on other people to bring me places. Um, and I don't like it because it makes me feel unreliable and it makes me feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which obviously when you're somebody who is used to being places on time and on time to you is early, it's very, very hard to have to rely on other people to get you places. If I was able to be independent right now and be able to do all of these things, I definitely would. It drives me insane, having to follow other people's schedule so that I can do things like take a shower. Normally, I don't like to sit in the same clothes every day, all day. Um, but I put these clothes on last night after taking a shower shortly before I had dinner. And that is when I'm able to get a shower because I have to wait for somebody else to help me take a shower. So it's very frustrating. Um, and I think that this has been one of the hardest lessons for me to learn. And it started when I was in the hospital because I had to rely on the CNAs and the nurses to help me get to the bathroom, to help me take a shower there, to help me get dressed there. And I think at least here I can choose my own clothes and I can choose what it is that I want to wear and I can choose to change my clothes every day. Not that I couldn't choose to change my clothes every day at the rehab unit, the inpatient rehab unit, but um, there were sometimes people who I didn't really feel comfortable with changing my clothes. And so, certain CNAs, I didn't feel comfortable with them really taking care of me at all, even just to take me to the bathroom because they didn't help me transfer the way that they were supposed to. They didn't put the gait belt on me and it kind of scared me, if I'm being honest. So like when you're dealing with paralysis and weakness on an entire side of the body, it's really important that you're transferring safely and you're doing things in a safe manner. And so, I totally get the reason why I need somebody to be there to help me with these things because it is unsafe for me to do them or even attempt to do them on my own. It's just really, really frustrating. And so, there would be times in inpatient rehab where I was stuck in the same outfit for more than one day. And I don't like I like to take a shower every day, and in inpatient rehab, I was not able to. Like I was lucky if I got 3 showers a week. And I was supposed to get a minimum of 4, 2 being from occupational therapy and 2 being from nursing staff. But most of the time I was lucky if I got more than just the 2 from occupational therapy. I will say that I don't blame the nurses or the CNAs because half the time, like, that was a very busy unit. It was very active. There were quite a few people. There were quite a few people who had bed alarms and chair alarms. And, like, I think I've mentioned in other videos where, like, one of my roommates, somebody that got moved into the room with me, had a bed alarm and a chair alarm, and it was going off and keeping me awake. And so, like, I know kind of what they were having to deal with, and working as a CNA, like I know just how stressful it can be when you work a unit that is that active and there's like that many people. I can't remember exactly how many people there were on the unit, but there were rooms with multiple beds in them. There were, I think, maybe 6 rooms that were single rooms, and the rest of them were like rooms that had at least 2 people in them. So I can understand the busyness, and these were like small rooms. It was one of the oldest units in the hospital that has not been renovated like in a very long time and really needs to be, because there's really, like, honestly, you could use one of those rooms for 1 bed, but because they had so many people coming in and out of the rehab unit on a consistent basis, they needed 2 beds in the rooms, like, in order to keep the unit running. But yeah, I hate not being as independent as I would like to be, and I hate having to rely on other people. Like, don't get me wrong, if you are a person who is helping me with these things, please don't take this as me complaining or not being appreciative, because I don't know what I would do without like the people who are helping me with these things, who are helping me get to my appointments, and who are helping me get to my therapies, who are helping me do the passive range of motion activities and stretching and moving and helping me with all of the things that I need, making sure that I get my medications on time when I'm supposed to, making sure that I'm taking all of my medications every day, because it's a lot to remember. And like, my body is exhausted, my mind is tired, and it's just a lot to go through this whole process in general, and like trying to get back to yourself and who you were before all of this stuff happened. It's a long process. And so I don't know, I guess I just wanted to be transparent today and share with you guys how I was feeling about everything, because this is a lot and I would not wish this on my worst enemy. Um, so yeah, anyways, I guess if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If there's any topics you guys would like to hear me discuss on my channel in the future, leave those down in the comments as well, and I will get to them. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video.